Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're gonna dive into how to play Monster Rancher. This is the new Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX game that just came out. This is a remaster of both the 1997 and the 1999 Monster Rancher games, and this is the first Monster Rancher. And we're gonna go through just how to play and what this game is all about. So you've probably just purchased this, or you may be thinking about purchasing it, and this is my argument of why you should. So, first thing, you're gonna start the game, and it's gonna give you a little dialogue sequence, a little bit of backstory. It's gonna set you up with your lovely assistant, Holly, which is gonna help you raise your monster throughout the entire journey, and then it's gonna drop you off here, but there won't be this weird monster in front of you. This is my current monster that I have on my world or on my save file, and you can have as many of these as you want. We'll see this in a little bit. So when you first start, you'll be prompted to this right here. This is the town that you are currently in, and you have all these little buttons here that you can do a lot of things with. Now, if you don't want to use the shrine, which we'll get to what that is in a minute, you'll be prompted with the market. Now, the market is a place where you can either sell the monster you currently have, or you can choose one of the 3 starter types, much like Pokemon. There's Dino, Tiger, and Suzo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And those are the starting monsters you can choose, or you can go to the shrine. So the market is right there, and the shrine is here. Now, the shrine is the area to get other types of monsters. Now, the original concept of this game in 1997 was you were supposed to take the disc out of the PlayStation 1 and put in a CD. Any CD you had. It could be, you know, any sort of music from the time. It could be Kurt Cobain. It could be, was All-Star out at the time? I don't know. It was before I was born. It could be AC/DC, and you put the CD in, it reads the data, and then provides you a monster. Now, how that works is beyond me, but it's still, to this day, it is still in there. But instead of putting a disc in, because this is clearly an emulation that we have a little bit of remastered, if we go to the shrine, let's say we already have a monster, and good luck, but there will be a search bar where you can type in any song name, or artist name, and it will prompt you with all the CDs that go along with that, and you can pick from those. Now, you may have to do it a few times. I found a couple of them will unlock special monsters that you have to lock in the game before you unlock on the discs, but this is any song in 2021. Any album, any CD that you can buy is in here. I have found Midwestern emo music on this, so realistically, anything popular, anything remotely on a streaming platform such as Spotify, Apple Music, even Pandora, I would bet, is on here in some form. So, that's how you get these monsters, and that's how you get what I have right here in front of us, Fred. So that is the shrine. Now, the next thing you have is the lab. Now, the lab, you can do several things. So you can combine 2 different monsters, and these will combine 2 monsters that you currently have to create a new monster. So it will create, and it'll give you percentages of what you combine. So if you want to combine 2 just base monsters, you combine them to, you know, already combined monsters to your heart's content, and it will give those monsters subclasses. So sometimes it will be a, you know, like, there are different types of monsters, gels, a lot of them that can make sense to you right now, but there's dinos. Like, if you could combine a dino with one of these walls here, you could get a dino subclass wall, and that's really how that works. The next option is to freeze a monster. Now, freezing monsters will basically keep them in the stasis, where then you can train another monster. This is for retiring monsters. This is for saving a monster halfway through if you don't like how it's going, want to start a new one, if you want to pick it up back later. This is what it is, and you have 20 slots now for doing that. Revive is to revive a frozen monster that you have froze, and it will just revive it, and put it right back into your ranch. We'll get to the ranch later. And then finally, delete. We'll delete that from the area forever. Next, you have data, and that will give you data about your monster, your breeder. This is things we'll go into in a later episode. These are just baseline data. Finally, you can save the game here, and then we have the ranch. So let's jump into the ranch and really get to what the heart of the ranch is. And thank you, Holly. I will have such good luck on raising Fred. So Holly at the beginning of the day will tell you how your monster's doing. She'll say well, she'll say very well, she'll say tired, she'll say sick, and that's so you know what to do with your monster that day. So the concept of this game is a lot like Pokemon, where it is just battling monsters between each other, in tournament-style, arena-style battles. But what makes this game really special is you have to train your monster in the ranch to get it to a level that's good. How you do that is by this schedule right here. This is what you do for the day. The whole world works in systems of weeks, so what you do in this is you train them to get better at their skills. Let's take a look at their skills real quick. So this is the monster's skills. Now it has these skills. It has life, power, defense, skill, speed, intelligence, fame, loyalty, and style. Now, firstly, we'll go down the list. Life is for the monster's health. This is the HP of the monster, and if you're in a battle and that HP reaches 0, it KOs, much like other fighting games. Then you have power, which increases the damage dealt with certain techniques of fighting, and we'll get more into that in the fighting video. That will be a later video. You then have defense, which is just defending the damage coming into you. Skill increases the accuracy of your attacks, because when you're fighting in the arena, your attacks have an accuracy that is like a percentage of how many you can hit them. You then have speed, which increases your evasion rate to outright dodge the attack all over together. Intelligence, which increases the attack of other certain techniques. You then have fame. Now, fame is determined by how many battles you win in your current class, and we'll get to that again in a little bit. That will make sense in a second. But fame is really good to have because it makes your monster feel more, positive reinforcement, and it increases its mood. Loyalty, then, is how loyal the monster is to you, and this mechanic is really only for battles. When you are partaking in a battle, whether you are controlling it or you let the AI control it, the lower the loyalty, the more chance you have of your monster becoming confused. When a monster is confused, it lasts 1 to 2 seconds, and, well, I think it can last up to 5 in some cases, and it will just not move. It will do nothing, it'll do a cute little animation, but in that moment, it will be very vulnerable to oncoming attacks. Unlike Pokemon, and unlike other fighting games in the same genre, this is real-time fighting. The battles take place in real time, so there is a cool level of skill to playing it and perfecting your style yourself, and then playing with a different monster and seeing how they all play. And then finally, the style is the style of training you as the trainer are using on the monster. Now, sometimes your monster will mess up when it does things. If it messes up or slacks off, you can either let it slide or you can reprimand it. The more you reprimand, the more you go to the cruel side, the more you let it off, the more you go to the pampered side. Now, what this does is if the monster is very much pampered, it'll slack off way more than it should, but it'll live a lot longer. On the other side, if the monster is treated cruelly, it will listen to you 100% all the time, but its lifespan will be greatly shortened. So a good even is like where I like to keep it, but again, it is what it is. Play around with it yourself. I greatly recommend. And then finally, the bottom, you have the type, the grade, the name, and the age. The age is how old it is. It's a fresh monster. I just pulled it out of the shrine. I named it Fred after the song that the album I named it after, which was Frito Disco, the band, if you know that band. And then finally, the grade is the lowest grade because it has not won any tournaments. Like Pokemon with badges, you constantly are fighting these tournaments, which will increase the grade. And instead of collecting badges, the next grade just allows you to fight stronger monsters, more in your weight class, and open up different tournaments to you. So, that is that. So now, every day, or every week, you have to choose what they're going to do. So what we can do is we can put them to work. Now we have 6 fields right here, and as you can see, these all increase a single skill that they have, and it slightly increases fatigue. Now, your monster will get tired here and there, and you must let it rest some days. You can work your monsters to death. All of these also give you 100 gold, which is really nice because then it replenishes that gold. Now, bottom 4, these are like easy jobs. Down here we have hard jobs. Now, these increase 2, one by a lot and one by a little bit, and then, but it decreases another one of your skills and ups your fatigue big time. So for these, realistically, you don't want to do these too often because you will tank your other skills. And that is the job settings. Training, you could pay money to send your monsters away to train for a week. And these will then, as well as increasing the skills that it says it was going to increase, it will also have a potential to learn a new technique to use in battle, a new move to fight with. Finally, you can battle, and it will tell you what week we're on, as well as the cup tournament of the week. So there are official tournaments, which these official tournaments is how you get into the next level. So currently, this is an E-level monster, so it only can fight in E-level tournaments. The moment we defeat the official cup and win it, we move on to D, and then C, B, A, S, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, we can play these cricket cups, which is a good amount of gold to keep your monster alive and going and well fed. And these can give different prizes, not just gold, but the higher ranking you are, the higher prize you will get. So that's the incentive to get to higher ranks, as well as just leveling up your monster and seeing it kick ass. Finally, we have rest. That's just to reduce fatigue of your monster. It can also, I believe, reduce stress, but don't quote me on that. Then we have items. You can go to a shop to buy a bunch of items. They all are pretty self-explanatory on what they do. You then can also use items that are in your inventory, and I have some CD fragments here, but I don't want to use any of those. Data is just data on the baseline monster, and your current save, the save, and then the town button. And that's really it for the baseline of it. That's really what is going to get you set up. So if you are watching this and want to play it, I say go buy it, type in some of your favorite songs, create that monster, and train it up all the way. We will be doing another video very soon on the fighting styles and what battles really are like. But this is really the gist of how to play the game. Before I end this video, I want to deal with a couple other things that can happen. There are different events that will take place when you go through these weeks and raise your monster. One is running away. Sometimes your monsters, if you're very strict with it, or if you have lost it in a expedition, which we'll get in expeditions later on, and in a different video down the line, it will run away and then it will be gone for a couple weeks. It's really only if you're very strict with it. Then you also can have injuries and sickness. Injuries mainly come from getting KO'd while having low will in battles, and again, we'll explain more of that later. Sickness, just when fatigue accumulates, you'll get sick, and it will take it out for a few weeks. You can get lost if you are exploring. You can also get mail. You'll get special deals on the training or shop. And then finally, you can die. So if you lose a battle and have heavy fatigue, or you have too much damage received in the battle, sometimes it will die. And then other times, again, if you... Oh my god, what is he doing? Fred, calm down. And they could die of old age. A monster usually lives 3 to 5 years, or they can die in battle if you're not careful with them. Well, that's going to do it for this intro into Monster Rancher, at least 1DX. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. If you're enjoying this, I will do more of these tutorials. I want to cover the whole game. I even want to do a playthrough coming up. So, thank you all again for watching. If you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe. If you have any suggestions or even want to just speak something on your mind, please leave a comment down in the comment section. So I will thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys all on the next episode. Peace out, gamers.